Well, he's fishing.
Yeah, there's that 8 inches.
Yep, you're on.
Okay. I call tonight's meeting of the Dalton Select Board to order. I didn't print out the agenda, so if you've got.
I do. I printed it out. Yeah.
I figured you would. ICS is a sweep account, right?
Yes.
Did we change the name on the gas card, the highway department? It still has Bob's name on it.
You know, I've tried.
Okay, not worth the effort.
Yeah, I've tried. We know Adam has the card.
Okay,
I still get many things sent to the tax collector in Jesse's name. I still get calls for Jesse.
yeah.
So.
What's Aerofin's environmental testing?
They do testing on the closed landfill.
Okay.
The new front end, is that just deferred maintenance,
Nope, it was a breakdown.
accident or breakdown?
Breakdown.
A good thing we took the money from the capital reserve funds this year,
Yes, it is.
7,600 we hadn't expected to spend. And the Avatar, is just for a year? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Can I get a copy of the agenda, please?
Sure.
Yep.
You're welcome. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you. We do have our public hearing on this
Okay.
FEMA money.
So as part of the select board meeting, I call our public hearing for unanticipated funds to order. We have received $12,357.15 for part of the FEMA reimbursement. And this is for Blakesley and for the French benefits, correct?
No,
No, okay.
it is for. We could just jump to that if you want. This is for Dalton Roads 2, which is Winter, Wallace, Big Hill, McGinty, Miller, Ridge, Simons, French, McNeil, or O'Neill, Bradley, Mountain, and Faraway. So at the last meeting, Eric had brought up, he had asked if I could give information on how much money we've received for each of the roads. So I did it based on the projects that FEMA designated, and there's 4 total, so there's a copy for each of you. And it shows what we've received to date, when we received it, and what project it was for. And then it also shows what we have outstanding and what those projects are as well. And then it gives a grand total, reimbursable total to date, which includes the amount we've already received as well as the outstanding receivable.
And this doesn't include any of the mitigation, correct?
This includes everything we have done through this year,
Okay,
including some mitigation, yes.
okay. The outstanding, this is for work that's already been done, right?
Yes,
Okay,
So you sent a email out for another 94,437.
that was not FEMA money.
That wasn't FEMA.
That was rooms and meals tax from the state.
You'll have to explain that one to me.
The state collects meals and rooms tax from anyone who sells meals or rents rooms, Airbnbs, hotels, so on and so forth, all the restaurants. Even if you go to a gas station and purchase food that's already prepared and ready to eat, there's a meals and rooms tax on that. The
That's,
state collects that, and then they have a formula where they distribute that to all of the municipalities in the state.
they didn't under that now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
okay. Do we have any questions regarding this revenue? Yes,
Not the revenue, but could you share at a high level the outstanding balance?
sure. So, what we've received to date is $1,042,382.69. What we have outstanding is $145,278.10. And that's for work on Smith Road, on the group of roads number 3 and culverts, and 3 includes Union, Harriman, and Briggs, and Blakesley Road and culverts.
Thank you.
I can
So-
give you that breakdown if you'd like.
No,
Yeah.
just wanted it at a high level. So the majority of the reimbursement has been received.
Yes.
Thank you.
And do we know from DRA whether, when we put this on the warrant, whether we look at the date received for 2025 or the date?
I don't know yet. I haven't
Accepted.
heard back from Jamie.
Okay, it's a holiday. She's,
Yep, probably off.
yep,
So the outstanding FEMA is not taken care of, is that correct?
Correct. The outstanding is what I've submitted. We've submitted for reimbursement, but we've not actually received the money.
this is very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice and clear and concise. Thank you. I make a motion that we accept the unanticipated FEMA revenue of $12,357.15.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to terminate the public hearing and revert back to the select board meeting.
You can keep, oh,
You can have that.
yeah. I put it in my folder so we didn't forget to do it, and then I gave you guys checks and I was like, oh, we didn't do it.
Thank you for reminding me. We've had more of these public hearings for unanticipated revenue than in past years, which
Yes,
is
we have.
good.
Yeah, it's good, except that you have to put public notices out, so every time we have to have them, it costs us about $250 to notice people that we're
Yeah.
having them. Yield tax warrant for timber.
I make a motion that we approve and execute the yield tax warrant.
Second.
All in favor?
I think.
Aye.
And you see there's 2 pages, right, Tom? To
Yeah.
sign, there's two spots to sign?
Yeah.
Okay. Here is the mutual aid contract for the 2026 calendar year I received from Tom. Rich, Ron. Woo! I was saying, it's been a long day, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Wow. Felt like a parent there trying to call one of their like 5 kids. You know who you are.
I used to do that. My mom used to do that. I used to do it. It wasn't so bad, but when I threw in a name or two of one of our pets, my kids didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, my mom used to do that with my sister and myself.
It's bad
We
enough
both
calling them
started
by
with
the
J.
sibling's name, but calling them the dog or cat's name, didn't like that. I make a motion that we approve and execute the mutual aid contract.
Second.
All in favor?
I think.
Aye.
Thank you. Back to the last meeting, Joe Beth, you had an inquiry about a deposit in transit on the debit card. I inquired about that. She did say exactly what I said, which was it was a deposit in transit that hadn't shown up on the report yet. And then I asked her about it again, and she said it was for the treasury. And I questioned about it being on the debit reconciliation, which was done in error on her part. So she did make the correction. I did print out a new,
So this was
debit.
the bank that made the error?
No, it was
the
the bookkeeper
keeper,
that made
okay.
the error. So I printed out a new reconciliation report for the credit card with the old one on the bottom, showing
Okay.
it was revised. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Here's
Let's
her
pay that.
email if you want to see it.
It does pay to ask questions.
Sometimes, yes. And I just, not thinking it's a debit card, I didn't think to even ask.
So that came from the state treasury for abandoned property?
We sent it to the treasury.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Why would he?
Yeah, why
send
would it be
money?
called a deposit in transit? Because we send the money to the treasury because it's unclaimed. That's the unclaimed property, the old checks that we
Okay,
cleared from
that we
the,
had not, and that has to go,
Yes.
okay, thank you, it's
Yes.
for the old checks.
it's for old checks that hadn't cleared that I sent letters out
Traffic.
for and people didn't respond or cash the checks, so now they gotta deal with the state.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sure. I think you had signed all the other ones, Tom, just Joe Beth hadn't signed the debit card one or the credit card one because she was waiting for the answer to that question. But everything else you and Eric had already looked at, I believe.
Jeepers, I'm still putting 25 on everything.
Oh, it's only the fifth. You've got time. Plenty of time.
So did we cut a check for that?
Yes, I had to cut checks to the treasury.
Okay.
Yep. I know the meeting minutes didn't go out till today. Did you have a chance to look at them, Tom?
No,
Okay.
because actually, I got your paper on both that and the agenda, but there was no there was nothing
Attachment?
to open up.
I could open up mine.
I got it right here. I copied them off. I got nothing.
Did you open it on your phone?
No, I opened it up on my, on the computer. When you send it, and I saw nothing on either one.
Cause I know I attached them.
Yeah, cause I
For
know
some reason it didn't go on mine.
cause I know I,
I got it right here to show you, so you know I'm not buffing you.
Hmm.
So I just,
Maybe it's
Basically-
something in how it's showing on your,
I don't know what happened, but anyways, it'll have to be tabled till next, meeting.
so do you
Because
need me to
mine were
resend it
attached-
to you?
Excuse me?
Resend it to you?
Yeah, if you would, please, I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it.
do you want me to forward it since I got it pulled up?
You sure can.
But I can't open nothing on my phone, cause I don't use my phone for business,
Yep, that's fine.
so.
Okay.
Right.
What about the non-public? Shall we go ahead and take care of those? The non-public meeting minutes?
Oh, we can if you want to, sure. Yeah, at least then those are done.
Yeah.
Nobody sees those till the meeting anyway. That's a good idea. Here you go. Here's 1 through 4.
I make a motion that we approve the non-public session number 1 minutes from December 22nd.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the non-public session number 2 from December 22nd.
second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes for the non-public session number 3 from December 22nd.
second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. I make a motion that we approve the non-public session number 4 minutes from December 22nd.
second,
All in favor? Aye. Okay, any other things for us to sign?
Nope,
Okay. The VoIP phone system and the broadband?
nothing yet. Waiting for Fidium to send out a notice for a meeting between us and our IT consultants to make sure that everybody's on the same page and everything gets done as it needs to be as far as security and
All the firewalls and
Yes.
everything. So meanwhile, we're still paying consolidated for internet
Yes.
service. Okay.
I
Um,
did cancel the fire departments because they're up and running, but I can't do anything with ours because we also don't have the firewall from the DMV yet, which I circled back with our IT consultant today and asked about a status because the holidays are over, so we need to get moving on
Because
it.
they have to prove it before we can go live with the Fidium, right?
Correct.
But meanwhile, we're not paying Fidium anything.
Well, right, we have 3 months free with Fidium, which was great, but when we have 3 months free with Fidium, but it takes 3 months to get things going, there's really no savings there.
Oh, so it's that period is starting like way back when, not when we can actually use it?
Oh, yeah, because it's live. But we have 3 months free with Fidium,
I know.
but we're still paying Spectrum, so,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So,
have you got, equipment that's gotta go back to Spectrum?
yes, but I can just take it back to a UPS shipper.
And
Because it's
do you need
business.
that right now, or is that Spectrum's done?
No, this building is still running on Spectrum
Oh, okay.
because the state DMV
Cause you gotta be
has to
careful with that.
provide the firewall
Yeah,
for the connection that we have with them to do town clerk duties.
cause as long as you have equipment here in your person, they'll keep billing you,
Oh, yes, I know.
you know?
Oh, yes.
They tried that with us, but we we went all the way to Conway to deliver it. because they-
So did I when I got rid of Spectrum. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But as business users, we could take it to any UPS shipper and they will send it back for free.
Okay,
Yeah,
Of course, there is not a UPS shipper in the area,
sure there is. I can go to Staples and.
but you
or-
have to have it back. They're not a UPS shipper, so they won't, you have to have it packaged and then they'll take it.
Not for Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
All they do is scan the barcode on the back and they package it. I
Is
can
that-
also take it to the sign place on Main Street in Littleton. They are an actual UPS shipper.
Okay,
Not
because I ran
anymore.
into trouble when I
What?
tried to
Not anymore.
return my old phone.
When did that happen?
Last year when I tried to go ship something.
I used them last year.
Yeah, I think they stopped it though.
Oh, well, I'll find out.
Okay. Do we have any update on the moisture
No.
in the flooring?
Nope.
Okay. And then recyclables.
So I don't have any update on that yet. The last discussion I had with Lancaster was they were having a special meeting on Monday, the 29th, and then a select board meeting on Tuesday, the 30th. And that the transfer station employees didn't have an issue with it, but the select board would have to approve it. So they were okay with making the modification to their permit so they could accept our recycling. But I did not call them last week and I called them today and then remembered that meeting's there on Mondays. So I will call them tomorrow.
So the select board was okay with modifying the permit or?
I
the
don't
tran-
know.
Oh, okay. The transfer station staff were,
Correct.
okay. So
But
we're
the
waiting for
select board has to approve it.
approval. Okay.
Yeah.
Budget preparation. Are we ready to have another?
I think we're probably ready to schedule a working session. Here's a draft of what I have today. Payroll is not included in that. And I have to make my final run through on all of the allocations to the different codes in the departments to make sure that nothing is misallocated as far as expenditures.
Okay.
what's not included?
Payroll that was run this last few days of payroll.
So in terms of the 2025 expenditures,
Correct,
but the projection for budget hasn't changed. Includes payroll in it.
correct.
Okay. In terms of a working session, does it? Looking at Paul, are we having an HCA meeting next week?
Monday,
Yeah, that at
6:30.
6:30, okay.
I don't know if people are available to meet before that HCA meeting.
We might be able, do you want to look at that? Meeting going over the
And-
budget before the HCA meeting next Monday?
An hour would be, I think would be plenty. I mean, we've been working on it all along. It's really just me, fine tooth combing through that last time, making any adjustments that need to be made and then making sure our expenditures are accurate so that we could figure out the budgeted amounts.
Okay, so 5:30 on Monday, the 12th,
Works for me.
okay.
I will send an email out to remind you guys and let Eric know
And posted, of course.
and post it, of course. Yeah.
There are no updates from the building committee since they haven't met. Or the planning board because they haven't met since our last meeting.
Correct.
The Conservation Commission hasn't met since our last meeting, but they did send us a communication. So one of the emails was concerned about the cost of handling our trash moving over to NCES from Carberry. And I, off the top of my head, don't know whether we're spending more, the same, or less when you include shipping and everything into it. So it's probably at the end of the year, it's probably time to do an assessment and look at that. Look at our costs. Do you want to take that on, Tom? It would mean coming in and going through the files and looking at the invoices and putting them into a spreadsheet so we could look at them.
Taking on the cost, so how are you gonna figure that? I mean,
Well, you look at what we spent for tipping fees going to Carberry and for shipping. And if you put it in a spreadsheet, then you can do totals very easily, subtotals, and look at it. And we can look at what we're spending.
but we're not sending to Carberry.
I mean, not to Carberry, to NCES, to Bethlehem.
Yeah, I'll look at that.
Okay. So if you work with Jeanette, the files are in here, are in her office.
Yeah, so, can you send me those files, or is that too much to do that?
No, I mean, it would be every invoice and every check, but you can look. This is just gonna give you the total.
Well, would it be on the,
The total would be on here. Disposal fees and transportation. On page 3.
Yeah, what I did when I put it together last year is I came in and I sat down with the files and went through the invoices and
mhm,
tallied them up. And that way you could see it by date, how much money we were spending. So if you wanted to look at monthly or quarterly or anything, you could do that. And the other thing dealt with the reimbursement request to Casella. They haven't gotten any response from their
I've been
request.
looking at that, before I came on, the board awarded him 30 some odd $1,000, and I see nothing that was spent on that. And,
The board awarded him $30,000.
yeah, 'cause that was a big issue back then, that, the board awarded him, 30 some odd, I can't remember the exact number, but.
I think I would have remembered that.
That was for legal stuff that he asked the board for permission to spend and the board told him no.
Yeah,
Well, that was,
I don't remember the amount, but I do remember that.
use that money to pay for, I don't remember who they are, but a lot of it was, I don't care about that because I wasn't on the board. That's none of it, but,
I'd have to get the detail
Yeah.
because the board doesn't approve what they spend.
So was this money that John, just so I can
Or that the Conservation
be
Commission.
clear, was this money that John was asking for the town to spend for the Conservation Commission? Or, because John wouldn't ask the board for permission to spend conservation money unless it was somewhat skewed as to
No,
the
he would-
allowability.
he asked for money from the board, or I'd have to look back in the minutes now, but.
Could you look back so we can figure it out?
It's gotta be in 2022, I believe.
Would you be able to look back and give us an idea on what that's about, so we can,
Those, in the minutes that, how do I get to the minutes, cause I went to look at some of the minutes and I can't go back any further than what you got going. You used to have it set up,
you go to the website and you go to the select board page,
yeah,
and all of the minutes for the current year are there.
for the current year.
And then there's last year's, and then the year before, and then there's a link that will take you to anything prior to that.
On that same page, that link will be there.
Mhm.
All right, I didn't know that. That'll,
Yeah, it's right in there. You would just click on it and it just takes you to another page.
okay, thank you.
So they're asking that we as a select board ask Casella for reimbursement for these costs. Which seems to me a reasonable thing to do.
No, I don't think so, because he also got on there that a lot of things that he did without, he got a letter not to do the I gotta think what it is. There's a lot of different things. I have to get the paper anyways, but
Well, I think he mentioned,
a lot of that stuff, he acted on his own, which he wasn't supposed to. He was spending town money without talking to the board to see if it was okay. That's not okay.
so
No.
the Conservation Commission made the decision. It wasn't an individual, it was a commission. The board does not control what they spend, if they are spending it for matters related to the Conservation Commission and the state statutes that deal with the Conservation Commission. The board has no control over it. They have their own checkbook. The treasurer signs the check. The select board does not sign the checks. So he did clarify that some things from Eric's email. Said it appeared his main concern was whether or not any of the experts retained may have entered the project site, which they did not. That would be trespassing, as our request for site visit was denied by Casella's attorney. So they didn't, the experts hired didn't do anything inappropriate.
Disagree, but anyways, it's my opinion.
Well, the Conservation Commission acts on behalf of the town, it's a town organization. I think it makes sense that we ask for reimbursement for these expenses for, I mean, if there was another developer, like with, under Canvas, we ask them to reimburse us for additional costs as a developer. So that's a standard practice with municipalities. I make a motion that the select board, on behalf of the Conservation Commission, asks Casella and the Granite State Landfill to reimburse the town for those Conservation Commission expenses.
Second for discussion.
And the reports are on the DCC webpage.
Excuse me.
The reports are on the Conservation Commission webpage.
No, I don't agree. I'm not agreeing with what he did.
He didn't do it, the Conservation Commission did it. It wasn't one person. And it was done with the guidelines of what a Conservation Commission is tasked to do by state statutes to protect the environment of a community. Paul?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes, please identify yourself.
So Paul Devino, 511 Simons Road. The question is, if we were to ask Casella for these funds, and if those funds were then paid to the town, that would come in similar to the FEMA money as, I forget what we call it.
Unanticipated revenue.
Thank you, unanticipated revenue, thank you. Which would eventually end up helping towards town expenses, correct? Or
I
however they
believe-
were allocated, I'm sorry.
I believe it would go, I mean, we would have to have a public hearing.
Yep.
But it would go to the Conservation Commission fund. It wouldn't come into our general fund.
Because the Conservation Commission is the one who paid it.
So we go back through the conservation, okay,
Correct.
okay. That's what I was trying to understand.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we have a motion on the table to, for the select board to request reimbursement for these expenses on behalf of the Conservation Commission. All in favor? Aye.
Nay.
Are you going to go to the next Conservation Commission meeting? And then the host community agreement meeting is next Monday at 6:30.
Correct.
Okay, so we have the solar panels installed and working, except there's snow covering them, correct?
Of course. And I did reach out to Barrington Solar and he was, going to send email to sign up so that we could see what the solar was producing.
Okay, I think I did get that, just
Okay,
me as chair and you.
yes,
Do you want access to that, Tom?
Say that again.
Do you want access to be able to look at the solar panel production online?
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Okay,
okay, I will ask him.
and we did get reimbursed for the 90% of the,
We did, we received, on December 23rd, $73,650.60, which is 90% of the amount we will receive. We will receive the other 10% once DES receives their consultant's final report.
okay, but we have to have a public hearing, which will
Yes,
be next week, or if we meet next week.
it will be our next regular meeting.
Okay,
And I need to ask if we need to do that because we had this in our anticipated revenue.
that's right, because we had a warrant article for
Because
it.
we had a warrant article for it, so it's one of my other questions to ask Jamie.
Okay,
Because we had the warrant article for it, and that is what allowed us to make it into the anticipated revenue report.
mhm,
So we may not have to have a meeting for that.
okay. That would be good.
Yes,
And if we did have to have a public hearing, the question is, would it count as 2025 revenue or 2026?
I really do think it depends on when you receive it and not when you accept it,
Okay,
but I still need to get a final confirmation on that.
okay. Let's see, I know we were talking about submitting a proposal for a grant for a transfer station scale.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay. And do we have the information needed from Ron or Adam?
No, I sent them both emails today and they said today that they would work on it, so.
Okay. And we've talked about the FEMA repair funding. And did we get approval for the extension for the mitigation work?
I have not submitted the outstanding mitigation plan yet. We did get approval on the time extensions, though. Our state FEMA rep told me that they like to provide time extension approvals in increments. So we received time extension till July 15th for roads 3, which is Union, Harriman, Briggs. And then July 30th for Blakesley and roads 2, which is the other 12 roads. So she said that we can get the full extension, but they do it through increments, and then they check on our progress and make sure that we're actually doing what we say we're gonna do.
Okay,
So those were all approved.
and that's extension for the repair work, correct?
That's extension for any work.
Any work,
That's not
okay.
been done. Repair or mitigation.
Okay. And we've already talked about the Casella reimbursement request.
Yep.
I'd like to stay on that for a minute. That was already paid and he wants the money back, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes,
I'd like to see the canceled checks of what he paid.
so can you get those from
Yes.
Mandy?
Amanda Devino, 511 Simons Road. Could you please include those emails in the record for tonight's meeting as well?
What emails?
The emails from the Conservation Commission
Yes, please.
Oh,
about the reimbursement. Do you also want the one about asking us to look at the cost for landfills?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we should think about scheduling the budget hearing.
yes.
We have to, the last day to hold at least one public hearing on the budget is February 13th. Which would mean we'd have to give notice by Friday, February 6th for that public hearing at the latest. Do we want to try to? Do we want to aim for a budget hearing that Monday,
Which Monday?
February 9th?
I'm anticipating not being here that day due to a medical testing.
Okay.
What about the 11th?
I have something at 6 in Littleton, so
What about the 12th?
12th I could do. Are you available on the 12th for a budget hearing?
I think so.
And then, I mean, if necessary, we could notice a second hearing for the following Thursday, the 26th, if necessary.
The following Thursday would be the 19th.
I'm sorry, the 19th.
For the.
So do you
for the
want to notice
budget-
both
for-
of them at the same time?
I'm sorry.
For the budget hearing,
Yes,
I thought you said that February 13th, it was the last day you could do it.
the
Had the
February
first-
13th is the last day you could do the first meeting.
Okay.
If you're required to do more than one, you could do it after the 13th.
It's the last day to hold, February 13th is the last day to hold at least one public hearing on an annual budget. Can hold supplemental public hearings after 2/13, provided the first public hearing is on or before 2/13.
Yeah, so if we could do 2/12 for the first one and 2/19 for the second one, if it's necessary.
And post them at the same time so that we
Yes.
don't pay additional
Oh, yes.
costs of advertising. And what time?
Can we do 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock sounds good.
Be 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Yes.
And it is time to start working on the town report.
Yes, it is. I already sent out to everyone asking them to get me their reports early.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten maybe 3, I think 2. So I'll send out another reminder this week. I mean, our next topic is vacation coverage. I'm going to be gone for 13 days, 12/13 days, so I'm trying to get ahead of everything before I take vacation.
When do we have to have the report to the printer?
I haven't asked him yet, but generally it's like third or fourth week in third week in February.
I was gonna say, we can't really do it till we have the public hearing on the budget, but we can have everything
Correct.
else ready.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
And including the capital reserve funds, that report and all of that. could
Yep.
be in there and
yeah, I know Sue's already working on that.
Okay, and the town clerk, tax collector reports.
Yep,
Okay,
and the treasurer's report. And,
Yeah.
Yep,
and you need a summary from the
select board, fire department, road agent, planning board, conservation commission, state fire or state police department, which I got.
So I should start drafting that for us.
Friends
to
of the Old
review.
Town Hall. Historical Society. Who are we going to?
Dedicate the,
Dedicate the report to?
yeah,
There's been a lot of losses in this past year, so. Yeah, we need to figure all those things out.
okay. So we could start talking about some of that at the working session next week.
Yep,
So think about dedications and I'll try to start drafting a summary. Okay. Vacation coverage?
yep. So, Charity Baker from Lancaster is going to come and cover town clerk duties while I'm out. Town clerk duties while I'm out, and Mandy has offered to come in and do anything that has to do with tax collector, since she's my deputy for tax collecting. So I just need to appoint Charity as an assistant clerk for the time period that I'm gone. That way she can come in and do all the different clerk duties, as well as receive the declarations of candidacy, which will be in receipt partially during that period that I am not here. She can also receive any petition warrant articles as well, which will also be received partially during the period that I am not here.
And then she'll get them to the select board.
She will leave them for me,
Okay,
and then I will get them to the select board.
okay.
Because it's really just for the select board to know about, not for the select board to approve, because petition warrant articles go in as they're received. I just have to check them for
But we have to-
signatures
I was
and,
gonna say, we
Yeah.
check for signatures and.
Yep.
We usually include them when we have our attorney review the warrants.
Yes, even though there's nothing they can do
to change them.
to
right?
change them.
Okay, I make a motion that we appoint Charity Baker to serve as the deputy town clerk, and to fill in for Jeanette.
She
which is on
actually,
position-
sorry, I need to correct it because she can't be a deputy town clerk because she is not a resident. She's being appointed as assistant.
Assistant town clerk, excuse me. So I make the motion. Do we have a second?
I was second, you. I thought you were changing that, that's why I was,
Well, we changed it to assistant,
yeah.
so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I would like to propose that she get compensated the same rate that I do.
As a town clerk.
Yes.
I make a motion that we compensate her at the same rate as Jeanette.
Second,
And you can process her oath of office, correct?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
And I will also make sure, so her oath of office will be sent to the Secretary of State, and then I'll make sure that she's set up through Avatar and state DMV so that there's no issues with her processing things.
Okay.
so I take it she doesn't work for Lancaster anymore.
Yeah, she works for Lancaster.
How's she gonna fill in?
She has assistants. Plural assistants.
Yeah,
And that's good to have somebody already trained and
Yeah,
she uses Avatar.
yes.
Good. Do we have any other updates?
The IRS set the 2026 standard mileage rate at 72.5 cents per mile.
What was it this year, this past year?
67.5, I think.
How much?
60,
Sorry.
was it 60? I thought it was 67,
yeah, it's,
67.5 cents. But this says it went up 2.5 cents, so maybe it was 70 cents. I don't know.
I just can remember when it used to be like 35 or 40 cents. It's just my age, doesn't it?
Um,
And did you talk to Kyle about mileage if he used his truck
I did.
and that we need an
Yeah,
insurance
and I
certificate?
will, actually, I saw him today and I forgot to ask him for the insurance, but I will definitely ask him for that. The only other thing we have, which is a rollover from last week, is the letter of understanding for Veroff CPA, so that we could get our audit on his schedule. Having the audit done is one of the things that we're required to do before we can do our first issue tax warrants, which we like to get out in May so that we can get tax bill or tax receipts starting the first date of the first allowable date of receipts, which is July 1st. So we did push that off. I sent the letter off to everyone so that they could read it. So I would like the board to move forward with that so I could get on his schedule before we get pushed out too far.
And it was the same standard letter that we've seen in the past.
Yes.
Signed. I make a motion that we approve and sign the letter of understanding for the audit with Barrow and Associates. For audit.
the, I didn't see it, that one. I can approve it, we didn't see it.
Jeanette sent it out.
I sent it out right after the last meeting.
Yeah, you know what, I was there and I didn't open that one.
It's here if you want to look at
My
it.
fault.
It's the same, it's literally the same letter that we do.
That we've done for the last
Just saying that
3 years.
we're using him for the audit. He's gonna use these processes, which are required by the government for municipal audits. And I do have two non-publics, by the way, both, one's personnel and one's
Second.
legal.
All in favor? Aye.
You need to sign that. Oh, you did.
I did.
Sorry, you did it without me seeing it.
Snuck it by.
Um,
Okay.
that's all I have besides the two non-publics. Oh wait, no, take that back. Our dog trainer
Mm-hmm.
is scheduled like 5 Saturdays in a row. As opposed to her having to try and come in and get a key every week. She teaches out in Berlin. I think she lives in Gorham.
Mm-hmm.
She asked if she would be able to either to get a key. I told her I didn't know if I'd be able to give her a key, but I would ask, and if not a key, possibly a fob. I do have her, when she comes in, I do have her open the back door in the gym, the double doors for her clients to come in and out so
Mhm.
that they're not coming all over the building with the dog, their dog.
Okay.
So she asked if that would be possible.
Well, that's why we went to a fob system, is so that we could do things like that. And we'd know when she came in and
Okay.
went out, so I'm fine with that.
We have no residents that want to use the room and,
Nope. Nope. I let her know that if a resident reserved it, that she would not be able to have classes that day. And I told her it's based on first come, first serve. And she gave me the dates that she needs it through the first or second week in February. And so she's reserved it. She's paid her deposit
And we're also charging.
and we're charging her $25 an hour. Yep. Yep. So you guys are okay that I give her a fob, then assign her a fob?
Yes. I don't
We,
think
we have extras.
Right, and that's what we got them for, so I don't think we need a motion for it.
Okay. All right. Now I have two non-publics.
Okay. We have any public comments? Any public comments? Okay, I make a motion that we go into non-public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Pausing the recording for non-public session.
We are back into public session. I make a motion that we seal the minutes from the two non-public sessions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Shoot. I was wanting to see if we wanted to do it as a select board, but Tom, there's legislation that would affect the ability of NHMA to lobby on behalf of towns. We've been getting things from NHMA. And it's important to go into onto the House Committee website and to say that we want them to oppose that legislature. It is House Bill
Tomorrow, doesn't it?
314,
What is it?
House Bill 314.
Mm-hmm. That it?
Yeah, here's a summary if you want. You got this, but
Excuse me.
it's important to go on to the legislative site and say that, ask them to oppose that.
Can I take this?
Yep.
So you're
You
just
got it
bringing
as one
that
of the
up,
attachments from NHMA. They've
Yeah.
been sending lots of emails on it.
you're just bringing that up for individuals.
Right, I was gonna see if we wanted as a select board to do it, but I didn't do it before we adjourned, so I can't.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.